In Washington, D.C., Republicans run the U.S. House of Representatives, but they have yet to put forward a budget. Just talk of what they want to do is going around D.C., and Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett says that talk could have a real impact on Texas. She is a Dallas Democrat with whom we spoke at her office there in Washington. Congresswoman, welcome back to the program. Good morning to you here. Republicans in Congress want to return to 2022 spending levels. What would that mean to your district specifically?
It means that we will be lacking in the resources that we need so desperately. You know, where we were in 2022 was a place where we were trying to come out of COVID-19. We still are feeling the effects of COVID-19 from supply chain issues that we're still having. And so right now, what I'm getting as I'm talking to places such as Baylor School of Nursing, which is in the district, you know, they need more money so that they can train up more people in the medical field due to the burnout. We also know, as I talk to those in aviation, because Dallas Love Field is in the district, Southwest Airlines is in the district, you know, they're talking about the fact that they have a shortage as it relates to their workforce as well. And so we need to do everything that we can to support education. We need to do everything that we can to make sure that we're starting to truly bounce back. And so we need more money, not less.
Congresswoman, 2022 was last year, though. It was a budget made by Democrats. It wasn't draconian then. What's wrong with that, though?
No, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong, but one thing that we learn once we come out of a budget year is what was lacking and what wasn't. And based on the meetings and the conversations that I'm having with those stakeholders that are making the trek to DC, one of the things that we need to look at, number one, we're dealing with FAA reauthorization. And I actually just talked to the air traffic controllers today. And right now we are at 70% of where we're supposed to be. So those near misses that we're seeing on at the various airports, the issues that we're having with downing planes, we've got to make sure that we are fully staffed up. And a lot of people ended up retooling. And so we've got to make sure that we are putting the resources, especially, you know, there's a question about cutting Pell Grant access. We want to expand upon Pell Grants. We want to make those that aren't necessarily going to a four-year institution, but maybe they want to become an air mechanic, right? They're going to Dallas College. They're getting schooled as it relates to HVAC. We know the problems that we've seen with the storms that we've had, and we know the cost that it is to get somebody to come out because we simply don't have enough people. So we want to make sure that the resources are there because right now we are in a crisis as it relates to making sure people are getting trained up and getting these jobs. The jobs are available, but we don't have people trained up to be able to do the work.
Where do you see room for compromise?
I will tell you this. I will say that, in fact, I had a chance to speak to the ranking member about transportation just today on the floor. And I definitely think that there's an opportunity around FAA. I think that we will be able to get somewhere on that. I think that there's also an opportunity as it relates to the debt ceiling conversation. You know, there are those that realize how catastrophic it would be if for some reason we didn't raise the debt ceiling. We also know that historically the debt ceiling has had to be raised more under Republican administrations than Democratic administrations. So I think that there's a possibility there. I also think that we will work in a pretty bipartisan fashion overall as relates to food security, because we know that that's also national security. But we are having fights about making sure that the other side understands that if you remove SNAP benefits or reduce them, then that cuts down on the entire ecosystem. That means that HEB or Kroger or whichever grocery stores may not be able to sell as many groceries if people are unable to actually buy the food. So I think that we've got some room there.
Congresswoman, we appreciate the time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.